Hello everyone and welcome again to another video. So today I'll be teaching you a simple design that you can use to make your pearl beaded bag. So for today's design, we need two different sizes of bead, okay? Two different sizes of, this is size 10 millimeter, okay? And this one I have over here, okay? This is a size 8 millimeter, all right? This is 8 mm. And this one is 10 mm. Okay, let's get started. So for the length of the pearls, okay, this is size 10 mm pearl over here. I'll put the link in the description box down below, so please check the description box for the link. Okay, I also have here my beading line or fishing line in 50 pound. This is a 50 pound. You can use size 7 mm. And here is my cutter that I'll use to cut the line. All right, you need scissors or nail cutter. Let's get started. Let's get into the video. So here is my line that I cut, okay, as long as my wingspan, and I'm going to start with 4 bead. So I put this 8 mm 4 bead on the line. Okay, this is size 8. I'm starting with, I'm going to hold the last one, cross my right line into it, and pull down. Okay, hold the bead and pull the line. Now we start with 4 flower beading. All right, this is 4 flowers over here. Okay, we start now on each side of my line. This is how I'm arranging the bead on the line. All right, this is size 10, 8, 10. All right, so I'm going to drop the 10 first, 8 and 10. Okay, on the line. This is how I'm arranging it. On the left line, I'm going to repeat the same 10, 8 and 10. So this is how you arrange the bead on the line. All right, and now I'm going to cross into the 8 and pull, crisscross into the size 8 like this. Hold the lines together and pull the bead like this. Okay, now we have another circle like this. So on each side of my line, you see this little flower we start with over here, we are going to repeat the same over here on top. All right, so now I'm going to add 1 bead on each side of my line and cross into the 3rd one and pull. Okay, I'm crisscrossing into the 3rd bead like this and pull down. Okay, so now we are going to repeat the 2nd circle again. I'm adding 10, 8, 10. All right, 10, 8 and 10 on the left line like this. Okay, this is how you arrange it on the line 10, 8, 10. Okay, the left side too, I'm going to cross into the 8 and pull down. Crisscross your line like this, hold the beads together and pull. Okay, now we have, this is the pattern we are going with. All right, we have 4. Now we have our 8 circle, 4 in the middle and another 8. All right, so on top of this we are going to repeat our 4 flower again over here on top. All right, so again on each side of my line I'm adding 8 mm to each side of my line. Okay, this is size 8. I add to each side of my line and I'm going to cross into the 3rd one and pull. That way we'll have the 4th flower in the middle like this. Okay, again we are going to repeat the bigger flower. All right, so now this is how we are going to arrange it again at 10, 8, 10. All right, and on the right line 10, 8, 10. Okay, like this, and we are going to cross into the 8 and pull down, crisscross like this, hold the lines together and pull. Okay, this is how the pattern is going. So again we will be repeating the 4th flower at the top. Okay, so I'll add 1 8 to the right line, 1 8 to the left, and I'm going to cross both ends of the line into the 3rd 8, the 3rd one over here, pull down. Okay, now we have something like this. This is how the pattern is shown. All right, 1 2 3. Okay, we will be repeating this 6 times. All right, like this. This is what I have over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now from here we are going to turn to make another row. Okay, you see this 4 flower, we are going to repeat at the end. So now on my left line, I'm adding all 3 8s on my line. All right, this is the left line. I add 3 8s on my line. Okay, I'm going to hold the last one, cross my right line into it, and pull down. Okay, see now my line turn on the side. So now we can continue our row. My right line into the next bead. All right, this is the 10 over here. I put my line only the 10. Okay, only the 10 mm. This is how my line is showing in the bead. Okay, the 8 and the 10. Now, so now on my left line, this is how I add the bead. Okay, 3 10 and in between I put the 8. All right, this is how it looks like. I hold the last 8, cross my right line into it, and pull. And this is what we have, my right line into the 8, only the 8. Okay, the 8 mm over here, put the line through, and now this is where my line is. Okay, now on my left line, I'm adding 2 8 to my line, cross with the right line and pull. Okay, now we have the 4 flower done over here. So my right line into the 10, 8 and 10, these 3 bead over here, that's where I'm going to pull my right line. Okay, these 3 bead. So pull through the 10, come through the 8 and into the 10 again. All right, so now my left line, this is how I add my bead. 2 10 in between, I put the 8. All right, hold the 8 and cross the right line into it and pull. So now my right line into only the 8 mm. Okay, the 8 over here. So now my left line, I'm adding 2 8 to my left line. Okay, 2 8, hold the last one, cross the right line into it and pull. That's why we have the 4 flower in the middle. My right into the 10, 8 and 10. Okay, 3 bead over here. My right line goes into all those 3 bead. Okay, the 10, the 8 in the middle and the 10. All right, so my left line, I add 2 10 in between, I put the 8. All right, for the last one, cross the right line and pull. I'm going to pull through the 8 again and add 2 8 to my left line like this. For the last one and cross the right line into it and pull. Now my right line into these 3 bead. Okay, that is the 10, the 8 in the middle and the 10 again. All right, and now on my left line, 2 10 in between, I put the 8 like this. For the last one, cross the right line and pull. My right line into the next bead, that is only the 8. Okay, the 8 over here, that's only the 8. Add 2 8 to the left line, cross with the right line and pull. Now I'm pulling through the 3 bead again, 10, 8 and 10 again. Okay, now my left line, repeat the same, 2 10 in between, I drop the 8, cross with the right line and pull. I'm pulling through the 8 again. On my left line, I'm adding 2 8 to my left line, cross and pull. Okay, so now again, I'm pulling through the 3, the 10, all right, 10 mm, go through the 8 and pull through the 10 again. Okay, and now my left line, I add 2 10 in between, I put the 8, cross with the right line and pull. Now we have to make another 4 flower over here. Pull through only the 8 and add 2 8 to the left line like this, cross with the right line and pull. Okay, This is how it's looking like. So now my right line into the 10 and the 8, these two, okay, my right line, I'm going to pull through the 10 and the 8. So here we are turning the corner again. All right, we are going to turn here, make another row. Now my right line, I add 2 10 in between, I put the 8, and on my left line I drop 1 10 to my left line. All right, now I'm going to cross my left line into the 8 and pull like this. Okay, make sure the line is in the 8, okay, the 8 mm, like this. Now my left line, I'm adding 3 8 on my left line, like this. I'm going to cross with my right line and pull. Okay, now we have the 4 flower again. My right line into this 3 bead. Okay, pull through the 10, the 8, and the 10. Okay, and now on my left line, I add 2 10, and in between I put the 8. All right, like this. Hold the last one, cross the right line into it and pull. Okay, now we are going to make a 4 flower again. My right line into only the 8. I add 2 8 to my left line, cross the right line and pull down like this. All right, so we are going to continue with the same technique. Okay, but right now my line is short. I'm going to stop over here, tying the line in between these 2 beads. All right, like this. And I'm going to weave it back into the bead a little bit before I trim it off. Okay, see the line, the knot, I pull it into the pearl over there. Okay, so now I'm just trying to weave the rest of the line back into the bead before I trim it off. Okay, so now this is what we have. Let's continue. I cut another fresh line. All right, so now this is where we stop. In this bead we stop. All right, I'm going to put the line back through that bead. Okay, and now we have a fresh line to continue. Okay, so now I'm going to put my line again into this 3 bead, put through the 10, come through the 8 and the 10. Okay, come to the 10 again. All right, so now this is how it looks like. Okay, we are going to continue. Add 2 10 in between, I put the 8 like this. All right, I cross my right line into the 8 and pull. So now I'll be pulling my right line into only the 8. Okay, only the 8 over here for 4 flower. And now my left line, I add 2 8, cross with the right line and pull down. So again, my right line into the 10, the 8 and the 10. Okay, now my left line, I add 2 10 in between, I drop the 8, hold the last one, cross with the right line and pull. Now my right line into only the 8. Okay, and I'm adding 2 8 to my left line. I cross my right line into it and pull to make the 4 flower in the middle. So, like this. This is how the weave is looking like. We are going to continue and I'll meet you here at the end. Okay, I'm back. This is what the weave is looking like. Okay, you see how the pattern is going. So again, we are going to turn over here and make another row. All right, you see how we done with the bigger flower. I'm going to put my line into the 8. All right, so now on my right line, I'm going to make the 4 flower over here. All right, I add 2 8 to my right line, cross with the left line and pull. Okay, this is how it looks like, and I'm going to flip it over to my side. All right, now let's start another row again. You see the 4 flower over here, I repeat it here. So now the next one is the big flower. So my right line into only the 10. I'm pulling my right line into only the 10. All right, this is how my line is showing. It's shown in the 8 and the 10. And this is how I add my bead to the left line, okay? I add 3 10 in between, I drop the 8 like this. For the last one, cross with the right line and pull down. Okay, my right line into only the 8. Now I add 2 8 to my left line, cross and pull down. My right line into the 3 over here, okay? That is the 10. All right, the 10, the 8 in the middle, and the 10, okay? Like this. Now I add 2 10 in between, I drop the 8, cross into the 8 and pull. And I'm going to pull through the 8 again, and on the left line I add 2 8 to my left line, cross with the right line and pull. So now I'm going to pull again into the 10, the 8 in the middle, and the 10. Okay, now my left line, I add 2 10 in between, I drop the 8, cross into the 8 and pull down. Okay, so here I'm going to pull through the 8, add 2 8 to the left line, cross with the right line and pull. So it's the same pattern we are going to repeat throughout the entire weave. All right, now I'm about to turn again over here and make another row. So I'm going to pull my right line into the 10 and the 8. Okay, you see these 2 beads at the end, the 10 and the 8, that is where I'm going to pull my right line. Okay, go through the 10 first and the 8. This is how my line is showing in the bead. So this is where my line is showing in the bead. Okay, so now I add bead to my right line and the left line. Okay, so on my right line I add 2 10 in between, I put the 8, and on the left I add 10. I'm going to cross my left line into the 8 and pull, and this is how the line is supposed to look like in the bead. I'm going to flip this over to my side. Okay, and now my left line, I'm adding 3 beads to my left line. This is 3 8, I add to the left line, cross with the right line and pull. Now we'll continue with the big one. You see how the pattern is going. You have to make sure you are putting the bead in the right places. All right, so now I'm pulling my right line through the 3 bead over here, the 10, the 8 and the 10. Now on my left line I add 2 10 in between, I drop the 8. Okay, so now cross with the right line and pull. Now again I'm pulling my right line into only the 8, and I'm adding 2 8 to my left line like this, cross with the right line and pull down. Now we have the 4 flower again in the middle. Let's continue our weaving. Go through the 10, the 8 and the 10 again, and now left line I add 2 10 and in between 2 8, cross into the 8 and pull. Now my right line into only the 8 in the middle. Okay, I add 2 8 to my left line, cross with the right line and pull down. Again I'm going to pull through the 10, the 8 and the 10. This is how the pattern is going, and we are going to repeat this 10 times. Okay, we are going to repeat the row. You see how it looks like. This is beautiful. Continue and 10 and make more rows and make 10 rows. So this is mine that I complete. Okay, this is completed. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, this is 10 rows that I made over here, and with this I'm just going to fold it on it like this and close the side. Okay, this is how it looks like, and we are going to close the side with the same pattern of weave. All right, so this is how you can count. All right, you count from here to the end is 10, and from here this is 6. Okay, remember we start with 6 rows, and this is how it looks like, 10 by 6. Okay, that is how the weave is looking like, and we are just going to fold it on it like this. So close it on it like this, and let's close the side. Okay, I'm going to pull my line through this bead from here to this place. Okay, I'm going to start in the 8. All right, I'm going to pull through the 8. Okay, I'm starting from the 8 into the 10, 8, 10, and the 8. All right, we stop over here like this. My line is in 5 bead. This bead over here, I take 1/8, crisscross my line into it, and pull down. Okay, my right line into the 10, 8, and 10. My right into the 8, 10, and 8. Okay, on the opposite side, the same way we are weaving. All right, so this is how the line is showing in the bead. Okay, you see how, let me hold the line very well and show you. See this 3 bead, that is where my line is, and also on the opposite side I take 1/8 and crisscross my line into it and pull down. So now my right line into the 8, my left into the 8. Okay, on the opposite side, pull through the 8, hold the left line and go through only the 8. Okay, then I take 1/8, crisscross both ends of the line into it, and pull my right line into the next 3 bead. Okay, and my left into the next 3 bead. All right, pull through the 10, go through the 8, and also the 10, and I'm going to hold my left line and pull through the same bead on the opposite side. Okay, pull through the 8 and the 10, then I take 1/8. All right, this is how the line is looking like. Okay, so now I take 1/8, crisscross my line into it, and pull down my right line into the 8. Okay, take 1/8, crisscross into it, and pull. Now I'm going to pull through the next 3 bead. Okay, pull through the 10. Again, on the opposite side, I'm going to pull through the 3 bead, 1, 2, the 8, and into the 10. Okay, so now I take 1/8, crisscross my line into it, and pull down. This is what it looks like. Now again, I'm going to pull through only the 8 on both sides. Then I take 1/8 and crisscross my line into it and pull. Now my right into the 3 bead, my left line also into the 3 bead. Okay, coming to the 10 over here, flip the other side, go to the 10, the 8, and the 10 like this. Again, I take 1/8, crisscross both ends of the line into it, and pull down. Now I'm pulling through only the 8, and I'm going to hold the left line again and pull through only the 8. Okay, then I take 1/8, crisscross both ends of the line, and pull down. Now I'm going to pull through the 10 and the 8. Okay, these 2 beads over here at the end, that's where I'm pulling my line through 1/8 and 1/10. This is how it looks like. This is the 8 and the 10, these 2 beads also on the opposite side. Okay, now this is how I'm going to add my bead to the line. I'm dropping 1/10, 1/8 on the left line. All right, and now again 1/10. This is what it looks like, and I'm going to hold both lines and tie. Okay, I'm going to tie in between these 2 beads over here and weave the rest of the line into the bead a little bit to secure it before I trim it off. This is what it looks like. Okay, so now that you know how to close the side of the bag, I'll go ahead and continue to do the second side, and I'll come back and meet you here. This is the second side that I'll close, and I'll do this off camera. Okay, this is how it looks like. I'm going to use this line over here to complete the second side, and I'll come back and meet you here. This is how it looks like. The first and the second side is all done, and what is left to do is to add handle to the bag. Okay, this is how it looks like. This is the inside. Very beautiful design. This is how it looks like. All right, now we only have to add handle to our bag. This is the handle that I made, and we are going to attach it to the bag. We are going to attach it on this side and also on the other side. So it depends on how you want the handle to show on the bag. So I'm going to place it over here. All right, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to attach it. So I'm going to leave one row on each side of the handle. Okay, one row, and I'm going to place the handle in between, okay, in the inside. So I'm going to place the handle like this, okay, in between. You see these three corners, one and one over here on the side. That is where I'm going to attach the handle. All right, this is my line that I cut. I'm going to pull through this 8 over here, this one, okay, and I'm adding 8 to each side of my line. 1 bead to each side of my line, and I'm going to hold the handle and pull through a bead on the handle. Okay, see this one right here, pull through it like this. This is the bead that I pull my line through. Okay, this one. All right, I'm going the opposite way again, and I'm going to go round into the bead. Okay, I'm going to pull my line. This is the right line. I'm pulling it around into all this bead over here. Pull through all of it. Okay, to come and meet the other line, the other end of the line, like this. And I'm going to hold both ends of the line and tie. Hold both the lines, tie in the middle over here like this. Tie double knots. So for these hanging lines, I'm going to weave it back into the handle or the bag before I trim it off. I'm just going to weave it back into the handle to secure it before I trim it off. Okay, this is how it looks like. And now on this side, I'm going to pull through this bead, and I'll be adding 2 beads to my line. All right, 2 beads to each side of my line like this, and I'll be crossing my line into a bead on the handle. Okay, this bead over here, I pull through it, tie in between the bead over here. All right, and repeat the same thing on the other side too. Tie in between. Over here, this is where we laid it, and over here when you turn it this way on the right side, this is the bead we are going to attach our handle to. All right, and like this, and this is what it looks like. We are done with one side of the bag, and I'm going to turn it to do the same on the other side, to attach the second handle on the other side. Okay, this is how it looks like. And all these hanging lines, I'm going to whip it back into the bead, secure it before I trim it off. All right, this is how it looks like. I'm going to weave the rest of the line back into the bead to secure it before I trim it off. And this is how it looks like when I clean all the hanging wires from it. All right, and now I'm going to repeat the same on the other side. This is the final product of our beautiful pearl beaded bag design, and this is what it looks like. I thank you for watching, and I thank you for your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.